Good morning. Oh, good morning. There he is. I've just rolled out of bed. Good morning, Wally. Are you okay? Oh, he's tired today, you lot. He's a tired sausage, look. Are you all right? He's got an editing day today. We're going to be editing. You're going to be editing. I'm going to be writing some things. There's exciting things coming up. Happy Wednesday to you. Are you all right there?
Yeah.
He's all right. He's just stood there making moaning noises at me.
Just chilling, watching.
Why are you just chilling watching? It's dead off putting. He did this. Do you know what? You remember when we did Challenge Week the other week, and then we did the workshop at the end, and it was a big celebration. It was all right, and I was in flow, and I'm telling you about all the things. He stood there watching me. What?
I get the best angles.
You do get the best angles. Bugger off. You got to go do the school run.
I know what I've got to do.
Oh, God.
I don't need no talent.
Do you know what? It's worse than Ivy. It's like having Ivy stood there, but he's a grown man, and I'm just going to throw It's a Bit Shitby at him. There you go.
Right.
Good morning. Good morning, Rachel Davies. First past the post this morning. Let me know if you are joining along. Don't be a voyeur. Come and comment along with us. Are you happy there in your knickers? Go on, go away.
Right, come on, let's go.
Close the door. All right, it's a madhouse. This is why we're moving to 9:30 next week, you lot, so that it can just be you and me and we don't get any distractions or interrupted. Oh my goodness me, 8 days. 8 days till book close. You lot are quiet. Where are you all? Come on, get commenting. Come and talk to me. Where are you all at? The nights are getting darker and the mornings are getting darker, and it all feels a bit dark outside. It's a bit shitty Preston today. I've just been speaking to the incredible Louise Harbutt. Is joining us this morning in just a few minutes' time, and it's chucking it down in Colchester. So we're going to sort you out there. Just nod, Louise. Colchester, is that near Kent? Is it in this bit? Ish. Is it down a bit? Is it up a bit or down a bit? It's all right. She's just saying it. She's not got any time for my poor geography. Good morning. We are streaming across a number of places this morning. So we're streaming on the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook, which is where you get your best experience. It's where I can see all of your comments. If you're watching on the Dani Wallace page, I won't be able to see any of your comments. So if you do want to comment along this morning, and I suggest you do, because it's nice that we're in conversation, hop over to the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook or the IATQB Hive, and you can comment along. If you are in a group, then this happens. So you've got to make sure that StreamYard has permission for us to see your name. So if you're in the IATQB Hive, which is my free community group, make sure you tell us that it's okay for us to see your name by clicking the title. So you give StreamYard permission in order for us to see. So good morning, beautiful Facebook user. How are you? We've got, thank you very much. Love your show. Thank you very, very much. Nina Eggins. Hi from Valencia, Spain. Welcome. Spain, come through. Tell us what the weather's doing where you are. It's wet where we're Bexhill-on-Sea, East Sussex. It's shit, a bit wet and windy. We have got, and it's a bit shit beat. No, we're going to have a rainy bee. If it's wet and windy, we'll rainy bee it. Still don't know where I'm putting you. Where are we? East Sussex. I'm just going to do here. Anywhere sort of above the Watford Gap, I want to go here. I'm just going to do that for a laugh. It doesn't matter. It's below the Watford Gap, is it not? If it's below the Watford Gap, it's south. Sliding in with a bit of woo sass this morning. Morning, Joanne Smith. Good morning. Grim in Hertfordshire. Charlotte Clark. Hello. It's nice to see members of our newest cohort of Be Inspired in the house this morning. How are you guys doing? It's very, very exciting. So today marks the official first day of Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker, the course. So a couple of weeks ago, we went live. We opened the cart, closed the cart last week. We begin this evening at 8:30 tonight. Super, super exciting. So what we do is we go through the 8-week course together, everybody. And then what we do is for the pros and the Be Inspired cohort. We then pick up with some one-to-one work. We start to pick up with some group work. We start to work towards Be Inspired, which is going to be the big I Am the Queen Bee Festival, the event of next year. I'm going to put my hat on it. It's going to be the I Am the Queen Bee event for next year. We've got 20 speakers across 2 days, and also we've got our PR launch for the Fly Anyway Foundation. Who's got the Chufty badge from the I Am the Queen Bee website? We became officially registered yesterday. I Am the Queen Bee is now, we now have the official Fly Anyway Foundation. It is official. We are registered. We are all up and running now. So everybody's bought a Chufty badge so far. We are going to be giving all of the profits from our entire merchandise line. So any of the apparel, the Chufty badges, anything in the merchandise store, apart from Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, because that's going to do a whole different thing. More to come on that another time. But the Chufty badges and the whole of the apparel range on the iamthequeenbee.co.uk website is going to go to the Fly Anyway Foundation, which is the foundation that I have set up that is going to help survivors of domestic abuse build businesses. So we've got ambassadors, all kinds of incredible business owners, and we are shouting out officially for business owners who are interested to go to the I Am the Queen Bee website, pop their email address in there so that when I send out the emails to do the shout outs, you get all of the updates. I'm going to be doing a town hall meeting on Sunday, the 8th of November at 7 p.m. for anybody who wants to help with the charity. Anybody who wants to help with the charity, who wants to be an ambassador, who wants to be on our panel, and I'll explain more about that as the next couple of weeks go on. So we have a panel of 12 people, between 10 and 12 people, who are going to be a diverse group of people directly connected with the charity, either via membership or via being an ambassador. And we will consult with them what our activities are going to be through the year, what the consultation process is going to look like for our service users, although we're not calling them service users because that sounds a bit rubbish. But we are consulting with everybody involved. So we have the structure, we have all of the incredible things that we need to do is set up now. We are registered. It is all cool. I am so excited. But this is the official. We need you now. So we're going to need you. Get the date in your diary, 8th of November, 7 p.m. I'm going to be doing a town hall Zoom meeting for anybody who wants to be involved with the Fly Anyway Foundation, where we will help survivors of domestic abuse build incredible businesses. So they will be able to access funds to get websites built, for branding photography, for courses so that they can learn how to build their businesses, all of this sort of stuff. So it's very, very exciting times for the Fly Anyway Foundation. The ball is rolling, has been rolling for a little while. We've just been getting everything sorted, getting all the chess pieces in place. We launch officially on the 8th of November. We'll get all of our ambassadors in place, and then we will be able to set up all of our services ready to welcome in the first people to use the Fly Anyway Foundation to help them build their businesses. Very, very exciting times. So one of the ways that we're fundraising are Chufty badges. So I've written about it in my book, our book launch. Oh my God, stop the press. The book, a week tomorrow. The book is released a week tomorrow. Oh my goodness, 8 days until the book is released. At 9:30 in the morning, I'm going to be going live with our new later Show Up Rise Up show with some very, very, very special guests. So if any of you have seen my talks before, will know that I feature lots of different things in my talks, and some of the things that feature within my talks maybe paying us a visit. That's all I'm leaving you with. So we've got some incredible guests that are going to be joining us for the official book launch at 9:30 on Thursday, next Thursday, the 29th of October in the morning. That's going to be the official book launch. The race will be on for our bestseller campaign, and then we'll all come together again at 8 o'clock in the evening to have a big celebration together. So that's the plans for the book launch next week. Hello. She'll be absolutely fine. I've no doubt. Daisy's tired the same way Daddy was tired. Do you want to go and get your breakfast and get ready for school? Shut the door behind you. Thank you very much. So it is very, very exciting. It's very, very exciting. Look at this. I like Mr. Magoo. I've got like a little bit of blonde hair just stuck straight up like a spike like that, and I can't do anything about it. So will you shut that door for me, please? She's such a little turd, isn't she? Again, which is why we're moving to 9:30 next week. So as it stands, there are no guests on the standard show. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday next week, because we are changing the time, and also we're changing the application process. So if you're watching along and you fancy being on the Show Up Rise Up show, keep your eyes peeled. Tomorrow and Friday, we are going to put the applications open again. And if you've got some time next week, you could be on the show next week. It's very, very exciting. So what else do I need to tell you about? Chuffy badges. So all profits from the Chuffy badges, these are $4.99. All profits from the Chuffy badges go to the Fly Anyway Foundation. Look what Wallace made. And he's put, I told you yesterday, he's put behind here, he's put a joke to make you all smile. So, hang on a minute. My camera's got out of focus. Look at that. I'm all... Is it because I've not got my glasses on? No, I've gone fuzzy, haven't I? There I am. That's better. So go and get your Chuffy badges, or indeed any of the apparel for the merch line on the iandthequeenbee.co.uk store. All profits go to the Fly Anyway Foundation. More on that in the coming couple of weeks, but I needed to tell you about it. Right, now it is time for our guest. And Louise Harbutt is joining us this morning. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to share her with you all. And Louise, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am so good. And do you know what? I love your cheeky cheeks, your bobble match, your jumper, and it makes me happy. And your nail. Look at your nails. Not just one nail, sorry, your nails.
My nails. I've been busily writing everything you were saying just then. I'm like, oh, I've got to do that. And I must be at the book launch. And I'm writing it all down.
Important dates. 29th. So a week tomorrow is an important date. That's the book launch at 9:30 in the morning.
I've got that.
Then the town hall, because I know that you're going to come and get involved with this. We've got the Fly Anyway Foundation that is launching, so we're doing an official town hall for anybody who wants to get involved. That is 7:00 on the 8th of November. And the 8th of November, and Louise, was when originally, it was my original wedding date when I was meant to get married before I got jilted. And it was also the day that I got made homeless by the cops 10 years ago. So I wanted to make it sort of auspicious in a different way, in a way that it didn't feel bad anymore. It doesn't feel bad anyway because I've moved on, but I just wanted to make that date really mean something super positive to me and the people around me.
It just shows how far you've come. It just shows, look where you are now, look what you're doing, and that's the significance of it, isn't it?
I'm just excited about everything. I'm excited about talking to you. Enough about me. We talk about me enough. But Anne-Louise, tell everybody what it is that you do.
I am an intuitive coach, and I work with ambitious entrepreneurs to help them connect with their true self. They can align with their true self so they can find the peace and fulfillment that comes with knowing that that's all they ever had to be. And also it stops them playing small. It builds their confidence. It builds their visibility, which means they create more success. And it's that sense of, this is who I really am. Right. This is who I'm meant to be. And finding that, like the shoulders go down, they breathe and they go, I
was doing that just as you were saying it.
I know. It's just like, this is it, you align with it all. There's none of this, I should be, or there's not a misalignment with who you are to the outside world and who you really feel in here. Everything just feels as it's meant to, and you just go
and then it doesn't feel difficult.
No.
That's, isn't it, when you are tapping into your intuition around what it is that you're doing, when you're listening to yourself, and that is a whole skill in itself, like learning how to listen to yourself within your business, within your life, like in all areas. actually, when you start to hear and act upon what your gut is telling you, what your heart is telling you, like head,
Yeah.
heart, and gut, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you say, the shoulders come down. You trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you can't help but do the work that you really, really, really want to be doing.
Exactly. And not trust, that's a really big part of the work that I do. Not trusting yourself holds you back, because an event might come up, or a retreat or a program or something, and you don't trust yourself to invest and commit on that, because you don't know which is the right one, because we have so many choices, particularly with social media. There's so much out there we could possibly be doing.
I mean, in our space right now, everybody's launching everything.
Everybody,
exactly. It's the time of year for it.
Yes, exactly. So it can, especially when you start out, it could be so, well, it doesn't matter whether you're starting out or you've been in business a long time. There's so much choice and so much possibility. The new level, there's more choices. And to be able to say, okay, I trust my decision making. So I'm intuitive. I know exactly what's right for me. I know my true self. I know what I'm about. You make that decision immediately, whether it's a yes or a no, so you don't miss out on amazing opportunities because you know it's right for you, or you can quickly move on from those that aren't. The amount of time we spend procrastinating and thinking, and it sits in our energy and our headspace, it takes, we don't realize until it's gone just how much that's taken up of our time, because shouldn't I, when you go yes or no straight away, you trust yourself to make that decision, whether it's in business or personal life, actually. You make it much quicker. Exactly. The work that I do, I work with entrepreneurs and we start around their business, but because it has an impact, because we're working on you as a person, it has an impact on every area of your life.
And business is life and life is business. If your life is going well, then your business will be complemented. If your business is going well, your life will be complemented. If business is difficult and hard and tough, then your outside life will be consumed with the bandwidth that is being taken up by this difficulty, and similarly the other way around. So when you work on both, it starts to flow, and you work very much in that kind of flow state, in that where work doesn't feel like work. How did you come to that particular kind of work, Anne-Louise? How did you, from all of your experiences, how did you come? Because you are very, very intuitive. You are, you do listen to energy, you hear it, you feel it, you see it, and act upon it. What brought you to that work? Because I find it fascinating.
It was like any of those things. There wasn't a great aha moment. There wasn't any traumatic moment. It was one of those things that I know now I've been able to do all my life, but I didn't recognize it. I found myself in my early 40s. I was married, kids, had the house, the car, the job. And I'm like, there's something missing. There's something not right. And I don't know what that is. I know I'm meant to feel differently. I know I'm here to do something different, but I just didn't know where to go. I'd made some pretty big life decisions in my sort of 20s, 30s. I was divorced very young. I made some big life decisions that weren't, looking back, I could have made some different ones, but I made them with what I knew. Made them with what I knew then. And I felt this out of alignment. I wasn't being my true self. And I remember hearing a lady who is a coach talking. I don't think podcasts were around then. So she was doing probably a live or something. And she said, I had 2 kids, I was married, but there was something missing. And I was okay, I need to speak to you. Got in touch with, told my story, got in touch with her. And she became my first coach. And what I discovered over time was that I was totally out of alignment with who I was. My self-worth was actually really low. To the outside world, I was very confident. And I mean, to the point of being slightly crass, in your face kind of girl. I had it going on.
I don't know anybody like that.
Don't know, never recognized that kind of personality. And underneath, I was a very insecure little girl, really, I suppose. But I didn't recognize that. And that's the thing with the work that I do, is often know something's not quite, we know something's not out of alignment, but we just don't know where to start with it. So I've done
what is it? Where do you
even get exactly? And it's been vulnerable and it's been hard sometimes, and it's constant. This work is a constant thing for me to do. But I also discovered the universe, and I also discovered that I was able to just know things about people. So when I work with clients, they'll come to me and say, this is what I think it is. And I will know intuitively whether that is right or whether we need to look at something else and what we need to focus on. So we get straight to the work that they need to do.
The thing behind the thing, isn't
the
it?
thing behind the thing. So we don't have to spend session after session going through it. It's like, that's not it. And I'm also able to channel in. I'm a channel, so the universe will give me guidance, will give me messages that I can then give to my clients. And they say, how do you know? And I don't know, but the universe sees you. You're behind your armor, behind the facade, behind whatever it is. They know the true you.
And everything else is a construct of everything around us, isn't it? You know, that our reactions and our responses are physical animal responses in order and designed to keep us safe. So for example, like with success, when I am reaching new levels of success, I get scared, and sometimes I'll feel overwhelmed, and sometimes I'll withdraw or procrastinate or do the things that are going to actually not help me get there. And they are my physical animal responses to what really I could be pushing through energetically in order to get to where it is that I'm meant to be going in that way.
Yes.
But it's hard to listen to your real self when the bit of you that is an animal is forgetting that none of this is safe. Like, your body is designed to just keep you safe. So if you're stepping into the unknown, your body doesn't know that that isn't not safe. Like, it's a safe space to go, it's a safe path to tread. So we'll try and keep you safe, but actually in that keeping you safe, you could do things like self-sabotaging, procrastinating, and not really trusting. And it's understanding that if this path is so magnetic, you've got to trust it. You've got to have faith in it.
And safety, again, safety is, as well as trust, safety is a big part of the work that I do, because we don't realize as entrepreneurs often how important feeling safe is. So we have an inner child, and that child, like that bit that goes, oh, I want to hide away because it's new, and the fear is saying, stay where you are, stay in the comfort zone, stay in that place that feels safe. As you say, if you haven't done this before, it's going to be new, so we need to hold you back. So it will tell you every story. Fear will tell you every story it possibly can that it knows will go, oh yeah, that's right. If we tell her that she's never makes the right decision, because that's your story, that's your belief, you'll go, oh yeah, I know, I never make the right decision. So you don't then move forward. And so another part of the work that I do is to say, okay, we're going to work with what you need to feel, what you need to hear to feel safe. We do inner child work so that you have that sense of knowing when that up level comes, and it will, and that fear comes, and it will. This is not about stopping fear, because that doesn't happen. It's about knowing and trusting yourself. It's about knowing that you're safe to take that next step. So the period of time that you were talking about, which is I'm procrastinating, I want to hide away, I'm withdrawing, is really, really quick, because you know what you need to do. And you know, as you said, that draw, that pull that says this is your next step. You know it. You know, the intuition is going, screaming out, saying this is where your next step is. Can't not do this. And it's like, I can't not do what I do. It doesn't mean that I have days when my ego, my fear says, you know, you're not worthy. I have a thing about judgment. I have lots to do with what other people thought about me, all of that work. And it still comes up, but I know that my soul's work, if you like, I know that my purpose and what I'm here to do is more important and outweighs all of my fear. And when you have that draw, I help you to those feelings of I can't do this, I'm holding myself back, that trusting, that feeling of safety, it's all combination will mean that you catapult. Literally, it's the speed with which you then
it's the speed when you self-awareness, as with anything, is the first step towards recovery. So when you know what your behaviors are when you're in fear, then you get to, like last week, we have a conversation last week, and I was like, I was feeling it. I was feeling the fear. I was feeling like this. Excuse me. The book launch was coming up. The charity launch is coming up. I'm launching something else, and I just launched something else, and I'd just written a book in 3 weeks, and we'd just done loads of charity work, and I was feeling it, and but I know I understand what my behaviors are when I'm feeling that fear, which means, like you said, it becomes much easier to move through it because you recognize it within yourself. So when you start to, I'm thinking, I feel tired. I feel sad. I don't know why. I feel despondent. I feel disconnected. I don't know why. And it's because I spent some time kind of forgetting. Or I can see the mountain approaching and thinking, oh God, that mountain doesn't look particularly safe. There's paperwork involved in that mountain, like that I don't understand. There's stuff, there's steps along that mountain or up that mountain that I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to reach or be strong enough to take the steps to do.
Yeah.
And then that overwhelm started to creep in and started to feel, but the foundations are strong. So I start to feel shaky up here, but actually my feet are still really planted on the floor. No, you're okay. Put just one step in front of the other, and then the next one. It's funny. We've got friend of both of us, client of yours, Danielle Mills. Millsy's in the house.
Love the Mills.
Everybody loves Millsy. As one of Anne Louise's clients, I can vouch for this. She knows everything. It's magical. And it means I can't get away with anything naughty.
Although she does.
That's because she's incredible and incredible.
She is amazing.
As well.
She is amazing.
So yeah, this self-awareness being the first step towards recovery is the same with everything. And then once you understand that, again, instead of allowing yourself to be chewed up with the fear, you can actually almost compartmentalize that and go, okay, I'm behaving like this, or I feel like this because of this. What do I need to do then in order to be able to park that? And that's
exactly. And you made two good points. One, the foundation. That's a huge part of this. The kind of first bit of the work is like, let's look at those limiting beliefs. Let's look at those stories. Let's look at what you are telling yourself that will have an impact. Like what we say to ourselves in our heads all the time, and we all do it, has a huge impact. So when you have that foundation of like, this is like, I'm still going to wobble, like I'm still going to have the fear. I'm still look at that mountain and go, shit, this is huge.
Weather never stays the same. Exactly. Wherever we are, the weather never stays the same.
Never stays the same. Thing. Yes, and also have an acceptance of that, having that sense that you have that foundation, you have that grounding, you've done the work on yourself. So when life happens, as it always does, this is not about a skipping through the meadow, roses around the door, pretty lifestyle, because that's not what we're creating here. It's about being aligned with who you really are, having that foundation of, I know I have the awareness, like when you were talking about, you know, when you're in that state, you know what's happening. It's the level of awareness as that rises and you have a higher level of awareness of why you're behaving like you're behaving. Again, it's not about stopping it. It's about getting you through it as quickly as possible, and with the foundation and the strength and having that awareness. And also when you were talking about the book launch, if you think social media, people see the front, people see the face, I mean, people are getting more vulnerable and sharing, and I think that's a good thing, but
I share a lot.
But it's good. I think people need to hear it, because there's this sense sometimes that people have just rocked up and had this amazing book launch, program launch, whatever it is, but they have also gone through, I want to hide away, I've got the fear, I'm procrastinating, I can't do this, because we all do. And I think sometimes there's a sense that you feel like I'm the only one feeling this because social media is telling me otherwise, but actually it's not. Those people that have reached that level and had that book launch and done these amazing things have pushed through their fear again and again and again and again, and it will keep coming up. And I think sometimes there's this feeling that they know something, and I always used to think this, I didn't get the memo, I didn't get the manual, why did I not learn the thing that stops that I can lose my fear, and that means I can carry on? And then when I did the work on myself, it's not that there is no new news. It's just that you learn to have that sense of trusting yourself, that feeling of safety, that foundation, that alignment with who you really are. This is what I'm here to do. And that draw, like you have, the work that you're here to do, whether you write a book or several books, whether you do the charity work, whether you work with clients, whether you do retreats, it doesn't matter. But that core value, that reason that you do what you do does not change.
Never.
And you have to get that out in the world.
Everything that I do.
Exactly. And that's another part that I do, is the soul alignment, is what is that in the core of you that you need to get out in the world? What does that mean for you? We can get that down to really one sentence. So every time you're thinking about speaking or marketing or showing up, because again, you've got the fear. This is all the work that I do kind of intertwines with everything. So you have this, I can't trust myself to show up live. I can't trust myself to get out there. Well, if you don't get out there, no one's going to know about you. You're not going to have
closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly that. So people, they want to be in a place where I know to the core of me, this is what I believe. So one client, she believed that every woman's relationship with herself was the most important relationship of all. So that was her core, that was her soul alignment. So from there, she could then market, she could then go live, because she was like always going back to that. So I want to talk about confidence today. So how does that affect a woman's relationship with herself? Because that's the most important relationship of all. And every time she then spoke or wrote or whatever she was promoting came from strength, because that came from her core. And that when you're aligned with that and you know what that is, it's so much easier to get out in the world. It's so much easier to share your stuff. And
it's like you say, you can't, when you know it like that, you can't not do it, because it's so much part of who you are. Like you say, it comes from your core. When I say closed mouths don't get fed, it's because I genuinely believe it. Part of my core, like my core mission is to help people. Because when you speak about what it is that you do, when you share what it is that you do, you get to help more people. I'm doing it now. Like the reason why I turn up every single day is the more people that know that I'm here, the more people I get to help. The more people that I get to bring in, that when we launch the charity, that we get to really fly with it. It's going to like take off. When we launch the book, and the book's incredible, that's going to help more people. It's not really, it's not even about fame or Facebook fame or influencing or all that stuff, which actually maybe 10 years ago, if I'd embarked on this journey, that's what I would have been seeking, that external validation that's from outside myself.
And that's a really key point too, because that was my thing. It was external. If I get this job, I'll feel better. If I change my relationship, whatever this feeling is inside that's not right, that will change. If I do this, live here, go out, have this material thing, it's something that will change how I feel inside. And what I discovered was that it was nothing to do with the relationship I was in, or the house I was living in, or the job I was in, or what I was doing. It was because I hadn't done the work in here, and I wasn't the person in here wasn't aligned with the person who was going out to the outside world. And when you have that point of, not needing that external validation, because you know, as you say, what you're doing is actually not about business. The business is a vehicle, but it's not about your business at all. It's your core is, I've got to help these people. I am here on this earth to help these people in whatever way I can. And you are using your gifts and your ability to sing, to speak, to share, to have your vibrant energy to bring those bees in as you can, so we can all get together and rise up. It's not, I think often when we're coming from our headspace, it's about, what do I need to create in my business? What do I need to do? And it's very much from here. What product, what service? And then people don't charge. Exactly. And then people don't buy. And it's like, well, that was a way. Then it's despondent. You're like, I can't believe no one signed up. I can't believe no one's bought. But when you come from here, when you're aligned with what's in here, and it's not about the business, it's about, right, this is what I believe to my core. This is why I do what I do. And then it's a vehicle of how you get that out using your set of skills. So there might be someone else who doesn't want to go to camera, doesn't want to stage, doesn't want to write a book, but they will have their way of sharing what is in their core, and it goes out. And that way that they do it aligns with the ideal client, the soulmate client need to hear it. And when you kind of flip it on its head and you're coming from within, that's when people just like you find people just naturally swarm to you.
You can't help it. It's again for everybody, because you're showing it, and they can see the outcomes because you're walking the talk as well. So you're doing the things that you're sharing with them, and they're seeing that bear fruit, and they're seeing that have success. And when I'm speaking to my clients, or I'm speaking to you as my friend, and like if if I was a speaking coach, or helping people in business, or helping people get out of their own bloody way and all of this sort of stuff, and I wasn't doing that work on myself, or I wasn't showing up every day, or maybe not every day, because I don't think anybody should do that to themselves. You don't have to do that to yourself. Or I wasn't showing up in community groups as support, or I wasn't showing up on podcasts or other places, like seeking opportunities to speak, then it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be. So I've got to be doing the things as well as sharing the things at the same time.
You do, because again, it's energy, isn't it? People are picking up on not just what you're saying, but your energy. So I had the universe gave me a very strong message at the beginning of this year to stop everything in my business except for the clients that I had, and I run retreats. And it was a really big, brave steps. About some of these are profitable, some of these I really love doing. But I couldn't say to my clients, this is the guidance from the universe. This is what the universe is sharing with me to tell you, and then completely ignore it myself. So it's as you say, you show up and you say, right, the universe is telling me this. And I went live, and it was quite emotional, because I said, I'm not going to be doing this in my group anymore. I'm not. And it was really,
I remember having that conversation with you right at the beginning of the year.
Because it was near your event. Yeah, it was near then. And I think it was just after that, actually, because when I was at your event, I was like, so it was beginning to shift then. And I did, and I had about 2 or 3 weeks of, I don't know what, like, I'm really trusting the universe here. Like, the universe has quite a wicked sense of humor. And it was like, I'm kind of doing it. So I don't know what you're going to give me. And actually what it gave me was my next soul's purpose, my how I'm going to help women even more. And men, actually. They also told me that I'm going to be working with men. I have I used to coach men quite a while ago. And they're like, you're going to be working with men and women, and you're going to be helping them to connect with their true self. So all the work you've done on yourself, all the work you've been doing, it was like they downloaded this mentorship for me to share, and it literally poured through me. Like, it was like the words that were coming weren't my words. No. and that's how, when you fully trust at that kind of level, when you kind of go, okay, universe, you're telling me to stop, and it scares the out of me, but I'm going to do it, because this is what I teach, and I have to, like you say, you can't say it and then not do it yourself. But it was really powerful to go through that process, share it with my audience, and then say, and this is what's coming, and this is going to blow your mind, this is going to blow you away.
And when I have found this, I have been viscerally experienced this when I have been completely out of whack with what it is that I should be doing. So when I was working in corporate, and again, for those of you that do work in corporate, this is not a bash on employment, by the way. This is absolutely categorically not a bash on employment. I've just looked at the time, and Louise, it always goes so quickly when we talk. When I was working in corporate, I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. I was sat there waiting for Friday, 5 p.m. on Friday. Then on 5 p.m. on Friday, I was dreading Monday morning. It would spoil my whole weekend. And I wasn't listening, like, to myself. Myself was saying to me, this is not for you. This is not for you. You've learned everything that you need to learn in this space now. You can't bring any more to the table, because you don't want to bring any more to the table here. What impact are you going to have here to these people who don't want to be led, who don't want to be managed, who don't want these things? And we were like this. That whole energy of it was sticky. I couldn't leave for the life of me. I was so scared. I was holding on and clinging for dear life of me to these jobs, because the jobs had defined me, whilst all of my world was falling to bits underneath me, and there was bad relationships and the homelessness, and the job had been my safety blanket, but it was so safe now that it was hurting me. It was damaging me. And I ended up getting sacked. Like, it was like everything. I lied to just in, this is not for you. Get out.
Because the universe does that sometimes. Sometimes we don't listen. We burn out, or people, they have an experience, because there are whisperings, there are the messages coming through. But as you say, that need to feel safe, that constant in your life, especially when the rest of your life was all over the place and an upheaval, it's like, I need to hold on to something. But the universe is like, no, the way for you to step into the Dani, what is it you're going to be, and the work you have to do is sometimes to pull the rug completely from under your feet. And sometimes that, like, we're lying on the floor, the rug's been pulled up, we're looking up going, how the hell did I get here?
What?
now what? And I remember having a really defining moment with working with a coach, and I felt literally like someone had cracked me open, raw, vulnerable, lots of tears. But it was from that moment that was like, I need to teach, I need to feel that, I had to feel that, to that rawness, that vulnerability, to be able to say, this is what I'm here to teach. Women and men need to feel this, need to understand that they need to connect back in with who they really are, because from that place is where they're going to be the most powerful, is where they're going to change the world. You know, we're all stepping up in our own ways. The ripple effect of that at the moment is huge. We are impacting, you know, you impact 60 people, they impact another 60 people, and so it goes on. And we are literally changing the world doing this work in our own, all in our own way. This is a global thing.
Amazing.
We are amazing. That's all there is.
So, do you know, honestly, like I said, time just goes so quickly.
I can't believe it's gone so fast.
Just honestly, and there's so many things that we could talk about, and there's so much of your story that we've not even touched on this morning. And I want to know what's coming up for you next, because you've done you do the retreats, and the retreats are amazing.
I've just finished a retreat, amazingly. Yeah, just literally on Friday and Saturday. We've just had one. Yeah.
So what do those retreats look like? What happens on those retreats?
Those retreats are a very soulful experience. I only take 5 women on those because I literally connect and channel in for each of those. So it has to be a very small container.
Yeah, it would go away.
Yeah. It's the most beautiful Hintlesham Hall in Suffolk. It's in like 35 acres. It has the most amazing energy. And these women come together and we spend a day and a half together. There's intuitive guidance, there's meditation, connecting in with what they really want to achieve. So they come to the retreat like, this is what I want to achieve. What is what they think is stopping them, what they think their limiting beliefs are. And then I connect and say, okay, this is not it. And it then unfolds. I use my intuitive gift, I use my ability to channel. It then unfolds, and it just, different things come up. So they'll start off with, this is what I want to achieve, and this is why I think I'm not reaching it. And then we could talk about anything and everything, because we go into, this is what's really stopping you, this is what's holding you back, but done in the most safest space, in this, I say, the beautiful hotel. The food is incredible.
I'm here for the food.
Come for the food. If you come for nothing else, come for the food.
Come and get fed, but still.
Yeah, exactly.
Just 1 second, Louise.
We're going to be late.
We're not going to be late. We're fine.
We have to set off at 1:45.
Don't worry. You tell me to get off me on shut up.
It's time to go, Mum. It's time to go.
It's time to go. It's fine. You've got to set off at 1:45. It's okay. We've got a couple of minutes. So you do these incredible retreats, and of course you have, you know, the clients that you work with individually.
Yes.
What is there anything else that's coming up that we can get involved with? Is there any way that we can hang out with you? How do we connect with you? Because I tell you what, having Louise Harbutt in your life will make it infinitely richer.
Infinitely richer. The best place is to come into the Intuitive Leaders Lounge, is to come into my Facebook group, the Intuitive Leaders Lounge. You can part of the retreat. The retreat is next March. I run group programs. I have the mentorship, which is that was downloaded, which is a year-long one-to-one,
and
where
it's phenomenal.
I did send you the stuff. It is
dropper.
Literally take women on every level of trusting themselves, aligning with their true selves, their legacy, their relationship with the universe, how they can trust themselves more. And that's 12, that's 12 months. It's like literally you're going to come out a different woman at the end of those. You're going to be a different person on the other end of that experience with you. Absolutely. But the best thing to do is to come into the Intuitive Leaders Lounge, because I'm in there all the time and I share everything in there.
Amazing. Nina Eggins is just saying, she's joining us from Spain, it's so encouraging to hear this. I love how women are able to connect so much and show their vulnerability to each other. We're all going through the same challenges and the same self-sabotage. We absolutely are. Exactly.
And it's so important that we understand that, because although we know it, I think sometimes when we're faced with social media and this huge success that is happening for people, is that goes out of our mind. All we suddenly see is this moment that they've had. But I can tell you, because I've worked with entrepreneurs who are hugely successful, that they have the same self-sabotage, they have the same fears, they have the same uncertainty. Everybody is going through it. Just because we turn up and we smile, we are feeling this too, but we have the other emotions as well, and that's why you need support. That's why you need to have
people around you.
Yes.
Look, we're just going to say each other's words now. That's where we're at.
We're so aligned now. That's it.
And Louise, thank you so much for coming.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You're an absolute joy, and I love you. Thank you so much. And Louise Harbutt, make sure you go and join her in the Intuitive Leaders Lounge. That was our incredible guest for this morning. Tomorrow, we are joined by the incredible Lisa Johnson, is going to be sharing with us how she has made £1 million this week. Like, this is not mucking about. So if you want to join us for a really special show tomorrow, join us at 8 o'clock with me and the phenomenal Lisa Johnson. She shares with us how she has made £1 million with her one-to-many program this week. It's been a jaw-dropper of a happening to have been able to witness and be a part of. So please do come and join us at 8 o'clock in the morning as we share with you what that journey has looked like for Lisa, and how you can get involved if you want to get involved as well. So, my darlings, have an incredible day. Remember, you can get your Chuffy badges from imthequeenbee.co.uk. There are 3 spaces left on the Be Inspired Mastermind. If you want to be speaking on the Be Inspired stage, working with me for 6 months, getting all the assets that you need to get yourself positioned as the expert in your field, come and get in my inbox. Have an incredible day. I love you, and I will see you all in the morning. Tra.